Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Coffee Talk TBSC. And in today's session, it's going to be a brief tutorial on how to use Microsoft Teams. Let me just go ahead and check and make sure that we have everything in order. Yep, my microphone is on. So let me go ahead and continue on with today's session. I am using Microsoft Teams to record this session today. This is known as Teams Live Events. So if you're interested in learning about Teams Live Events, we do have some YouTube videos on our YouTube page that can help you out with that. But for today, we're just going to focus on the basics of Microsoft Teams. So why exactly should you use Teams? I would say that Microsoft Teams is already included in your Microsoft 365 license, so you might as well use what you're paying for. Not only that, but it does have the Office 365 integration, which is nice. This means that you're able to use Word or Excel and share them live on Microsoft Teams and then edit live as well. So it's not a matter of saving the document and sending it out. It's already loaded for you, and so it's collaborative because you and your coworkers can work on the same document together. It is a really good centralized hub for communication, so you can always do personal chats, group chats, and you can do phone calls and video calls as well. There's other additional features, like there's no extra cost because it already is part of the 365 license that you have. And you have access to all your coworkers through the Azure Active Directory. So that means that once you are signed up through your company or through your school ID, you have access to everybody else who has access to your company's Microsoft Teams. So you can essentially communicate to everybody that you would need to. We did notice that with some research, we found that there are a lot of businesses that don't use the Microsoft Teams. The research we found is 43% of users don't use Teams, and this could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe you're not trained on Teams, or maybe you're using things like Zoom or Google instead. And so, if your company is paying for Microsoft Teams, maybe it's best to switch over. And I can understand there is some hesitancy with that because maybe you don't really understand the program a bit. And so my advice for you is to, of course, watch educational videos, but then you have to dive kind of head first in, download the app, and use it on your own to kind of get familiar with it. I would say it's relatively user-friendly, and Microsoft does provide a lot of training opportunities. And then here with TBSC, we also have Bigger Brains, which is our e-learning platform partner. So we do offer e-learning for you as well if you need to learn Teams and beyond with that. So the first thing that you would need to do with Microsoft Teams is, of course, log into it. And so that would require you downloading the application to your computer. And I have the web link that you can access here. And so with this web link, it takes you directly to the Microsoft website, and you can download from onto your laptop or even onto your mobile phone. It's essential to get it downloaded just so you can start using it. But you can access it through the web URL as well. So if you just type in, Microsoft Teams into Google, you can log into your Teams account and just use it through web URL instead, if that's what you're interested in doing. So once you're fully signed in, have it ready to go, you're going to be introduced to the dashboard. And so with the dashboard, there's a lot going on. And so I would say it's kind of important to take your time to learn and understand exactly what you're looking at. So we do have this thing called Teams. And so what Teams is you're going to see this on the left-hand side of your screen. And Teams is each category that you may find at your place of employment. So maybe no matter what, there's going to be a general setting. So general means just general communications throughout the whole company, but you might break it down for marketing, for instance. And then once you create the teams for your particular departments, then you can break it down into channels, which is like subsections of the teams. So for instance, if you create a marketing teams, then you can break it down into channels like social media marketing or mailers, things like that. So maybe you want to break it down for a sales team, you can do like cold calling or email blasts, things like that. So this is a really nice way of staying organized, and it's a great way for um, your whole team to be able to see what's going on and when. Now, you also have the ability to determine who has access to what. So with the general, everyone will have access to it, but say you want to make a specific team for maybe your sales department, you can make it accessible only to your sales department, which leads us into the chats features. You can see here at the top, we have the tabs section, and that comes with conversation files, notes, and team services. So you are more than welcome to start chats with your coworkers under the conversation section, or you can also message them individually or create your own group chats with that. So I would say it's important to take time to familiarize yourself with the layout and kind of get to know exactly what's where. And then in order to create a team, you can see here in the bottom left, you just simply click and then just follow the instructions on how to do that. Like I said, it's relatively user-friendly, but it's just a matter of getting started with it. So to continue on with how to make a Teams channel, you're going to want to select Teams, then select Join or Create a Team, and then either Build or Create. So here's just a breakdown of how to do that right here. And then moving on with the conversations, like I mentioned earlier, this tab is a really great feature because say, for instance, you uploaded a new file to your sales team. Maybe you uploaded a new sales one-pager. You can say, hey guys, I uploaded this new sales one-pager. Feel free to look at it in the files section. And then other benefits of using this, can upload images, files, and you can even use emojis and GIFs as well. So there's lots of different ways of communicating here. And then continuing on with the idea of sharing files, you can upload files to specific teams. So this is an example of a marketing in general. So you can upload the files, but then again, if you're done with a file, you can also delete the file or take the file away. But once the file is uploaded onto the teams, it means it's accessible to anybody in that team's chat. So that way they can open it and edit it as they would need to. For understanding the basics of Teams, I do recommend watching other videos and kind of understanding maybe other techniques that could be used to familiarize yourself. Of course, with the Business Software Center, we partner with Bigger Brains, who is our e-learning platform partner. And so Bigger Brains has free e-learning courses on YouTube. So I would say if you need a crash course, check out Bigger Brains. Just type into YouTube Bigger Brains, and it has a whole section on specifically Microsoft 365. So not only do we have Teams courses available for free for you, but it's beyond that, which is excellent. Now I wanted to talk about, maybe modifying your settings here a bit. Settings are available for you to modify, and this is different things. Like you can have the default mode, which is the light mode, or you can move it to dark mode or high contrast. You can determine when the application starts. Maybe if you have a slow running computer, you might want to adjust the settings so it doesn't auto start the application. Maybe you want to determine whether you start and stop the application on your own if you have a slow running computer. But you can see that there's a lot of different things that you can do. In the settings section, this is also where you can test calls as well. So if you're not too sure if your microphone is working, you can always go into your settings and figure that out. And then you can also modify your privacy settings as well as the notifications. Do you want the notifications to pop up on screen while you're working, or do you prefer something different? What's really nice is Teams is completely modifiable, to a degree, but it also allows for third-party app integration as well. So if you are a salesperson and you use other communications tools, like you're using other telecommunications, chances are it can integrate into Teams, and so there's different ways of learning how to do that. And if you need help, you can always reach out to us at info@businesssoftwarecenter.com. Now, speaking of integrations, there's also applications that you can import into your Teams. And so what's really cool with the applications is you just simply type what applications you're looking for, and you can just quickly integrate that way. So I'm just going to pop up my Teams just to show you what I'm talking about. So apps is going to be here in the left-hand corner. You click apps, and what you can do is search the app that you're looking for. So I'm going to search Bigger Brains just because they do have an application that integrates really quickly and easily into Microsoft Teams. And so what you do is type in the application you're looking for and try to find it. Let's see, sorry, I misspelled it, Bigger Brains. So here we go. The application is here, and all you have to do is select it and follow the instructions in order to get the applications that you specifically need into your teams. And like I said, teams are accessible if you select the teams option here. It will take you to all the teams that you have, and you can import each application into the different teams that you have available to you. So let's go back to the presentation and see what else I have. Okay. So in today's session, I'll teach you how to schedule a meeting. This is another basic thing that you'll be able to pick up with time. So let me go ahead and go back to my Teams account. And so in order to schedule a meeting, what you're going to do is select your calendar. And you can find your calendar on the left-hand side here, select it. Now in the top, you're going to select New Meeting. Go ahead and click on that, and you're going to be taken to this box here. And now where it says add title, that is going to be the title of your meeting. So let's say, business review. That is my meeting title. And where it says add required attendees, what's really nice here is because this is all integrated with the Azure directory, everybody who is part of your company will be here. So if you start typing the first letters of their name, they should pop up. So I'm going to type my boss's name here, Phil, and he's going to pop up. See how easy that was? And then what you're going to do is just keep adding the attendees that you'd like. Of course, you have the option of adding optional people as well. And then underneath that, you need to select the date and the times. And so you can go pretty far ahead in time if you'd like, but yeah, feel free to just select the date that you need and then select the times available to you. Now, even though it does increments of 30 minutes here, you can go in and just by simply clicking the delete button and typing back in, you can recalibrate everything. So let's see, we have 4:15 now rather than 4 o'clock, right? And so it can go to 4:45 or however late you want it to go. You can always select exactly when. And then if this is an all-day event, you have the option of selecting all day as well, and then choosing what day, how many days it lasts. Finally, what's really important here is deciding on whether this is a repeat or does not repeat. And Microsoft Teams is pretty smart. So if you say repeat every weekday, Monday through Friday, maybe you have a business meeting every morning with somebody. This might be beneficial for you. Or you can always do monthly or yearly, or you can even do custom. Say maybe you only have a bi-weekly meeting. Customization is important because that way you can do a bi-weekly meeting schedule and then not have to worry about scheduling it for a while, right? And then once you're done, you can also have the option of adding the location or providing any more additional details. Once you're done, you're going to click send. And when you click send, that's whenever the invite is sent to your attendees that you imported earlier. So once I click send, my attendee will be notified. And here you see my business review has popped up here. I can double click it. And when I double click on it, that's whenever I'm able to edit if I need to, access the Teams meeting link if I need to. So only after you send it does the Teams meeting link generate, and that is what you need in order to have the video chat or the phone chat with your team members. And what you can do here is simply copy and paste this into your Microsoft Outlook calendar or additional invites as well if you need this link for inviting anybody else who might be outside of your organization. So let me just go ahead and go back to my presentation here. It doesn't look like I have anything else extra to train you on today, but I do want to just reiterate, this was a really quick, easy, brief session. We are available on YouTube if you need any additional assistance on learning how to use Microsoft Teams, or you can check out Bigger Brains, the e-learning platform that we have. So at this time, I just want to thank you so much for joining us on today's Coffee Talk TBSC, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.